Hi
Hello.
guys! So we are here to do the anime tag. Kristen over at Super Space
What's up,
Chick
Kristen?
did this on her channel, and I'm pretty sure she tagged me in it.
And hey, Andrew.
I had to include Macky because he is the reason I started watching anime in the first place.
Is it? Is it true?
Yeah. I barely watched any anime as a child, so it was only when we met when I was in college that I started watching
We
anime.
have since been remedying that.
So it's fun. I'm slowly but surely making my way through a ton of anime that he has loved. So that's fun. And a few that Kristen has loved as well, actually. So that's exciting. Anyway, I'm not sure who the original creator of this tag is, but I will link to that video down below. So we're gonna get started. Question number 1 is your top 5 favorite anime. And we both took it to mean both films and series. Well, my 5 are, the first 2 are movies. First one is Your Name, which is an anime we watched this year, and I love it so much. It's so good. It's hard to explain it without spoiling it, so suffice to say it's a love story, but not the kind you think
It's a
it would
science
be.
fiction love story.
There you go. Second one is a Studio Ghibli movie, because obviously I had to put one on this list. And my all-time favorite is Spirited Away, because I really I love the characters in that film, and I love the fantasy aspect of it a lot. And then the last 3 are series. The first is Sword Art Online. There's a certain number of players who log into a virtual reality game only to find that they're trapped in it and they have to actually win all the levels to get out again. And it's incredible, so good. And then, also the movie is amazing for that one, just saying. And then we have an old one that Macky actually is the one who got me into, and it's Fushigi Yugi. I've seen that anime way more than once. It's so good. It basically is a girl who gets sucked into this book, and she goes on an adventure, and her friend also goes on an adventure related to the book. It's hard to explain without spoiling it again. But suffice it to say, it's very magical and twisted and kind of painful. A lot?
In which 2 high school girls, one of which gets sucked into a magical book where the only way to get out is to summon a magical creature.
And the last is not going to surprise anyone who has paid attention since last year. Obviously, I'm going to say Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto, which is Naruto Next Generations. I freaking love this entire series. I can't even tell you. It's set in a world where there are ninja villages, shinobi villages, and the main character is a boy named Naruto who has a demon-tailed beast inside of him, and everyone ostracizes him. And it's his whole journey of personal growth from literally the first to the, 600th, 500th episode. I don't even know how many episodes it is, to be honest. It's so good. I just love it so much. I love the world and I love the characters, and they're all amazing to me. So those are my top 5 anime as of right now.
My top 5, I'm gonna start from 5 all the way to 1. So I am a huge Clamp fan. Love a lot of their work, and but my favorite of theirs, and which is my number 5, would be Cardcaptor Sakura. It's just the cutest, but it's just so moving and compelling and cute and simple, and I love it. I love it. Just like shoujo middle grade, right? It's about a little girl named Sakura who discovers a book full of cards in her dad's basement, and the cards just magically just explode from the book and escape everywhere, one of which remains, right? That she, with the help of the guardian of the cards, traps the one and uses the one to start catching the other cards, etc.
And that's basically what the whole series is about.
Yeah, so lovely, so lovely. Okay, my second would be Sword Art Online. So that's number 4, so I'd like to explain a little bit about that. My third would be Nausicaa, which is the first Ghibli film pretty much
really
almost
good.
ever.
Made me cry.
Miyazaki cut his teeth on that, I'd like to think, and really got on the everyone's radar with Nausicaa all the way back in the 70s. And I have watched, actually, ironically, I watched the Americanized version, the first non-Disney Americanized version, where they cut a bunch of stuff in and they put some really cheesy 70s music. Super cool, I loved it. They called her Princess Zandra, so I had no idea who the heck Nausicaa was until I actually got into everything. Fast back. My second all-time favorite is also a Ghibli movie, and it is...
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it is Whisper of the Heart. It's technically not a Miyazaki creation, but Studio Ghibli did pick it up. Whisper of the Heart is the story of a young girl who just loves books. She's intrigued by the idea that somehow, some way, every single book she's borrowed from the library has already been pre-borrowed by this boy. So she doesn't know who he is, what he is. She only... I know, it's...
Sorry.
5 minutes into watching this thing and Alexa is gone. And I'm just like, you're invested now. And it is
such a cute thing though.
It would actually be my number 1,
Except
if my number 1 were Naruto. which she has already explained. And so we're basically Konoha trash. That's all that it is.
Sorry.
And that would be number 1.
We're skipping the second question, which is about 7 deadly sins. We actually started that one, but we haven't finished it, so it kind of feels weird to give an answer.
Exactly. Question number 3, if you can bring one anime character to reality and make him your friend, who would you choose?
Him or her, I'd like to say. Just saying. You can go first this time.
My anime character is Maya Kitajima from The Glass Mask. The story about Glass Mask is about the legend of how the greatest actors and actresses have thousands and thousands of masks that they can put on, right? And I won't let.
Don't spoil.
I know it's not finished. That's the only spoiler you need to. I know it's terrible. It's not finished.
I never watched this one.
In fact, not even the scanlations and the translations are finished either. So it goes up to about, so they're about shy 2 more volumes, maybe 1 more before the finish ends. The whole thing ends, right? But basically, it's a story of this young girl who wants to be an actress and is just an instinctive, beautiful, amazing actress. And in that world, there is this legendary play that's combination Western, combination Noh play called the Crimson Lady or something like that. I'm not sure. Point is, only one person has ever played that role well, and it is legendary. Nobody could ever play, because how could you play the role of a tree, right? She was basically a tree in this story, and so this is the road to her becoming an actress of that caliber. And she's amazing. She's lovely. She's passionate, and I would want to be friends with her.
Cool. Well, my answer for this one is actually surprising to me too, but she was the first person that came to mind, and I want to be friends with Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh my god,
I just think we would have like the best like hangouts. First of all, like we would just literally do all of the fun stuff together. I would literally not say no. I can actually see that. It would be so much fun. I just honestly totally think like I would totally help her with the delivery service. Not, you know, like the actual delivery part, but you know, I can get her phone calls and do whatever. But I feel like we would be really good friends if she were a real life person.
It's amazing.
Because our personalities would mesh really well too.
I friendship that so hard right now.
I love it.
Okay, that's fair.
Question number 4. Sailor Scouts, man. Which sailor from Sailor Moon would you be? Easy answer. I've done an entire post about this. Sailor Mercury, of course. She is my favorite. And I think I would definitely want to be her. As in, I would like her role on their team very much. Thank you. So yeah, that's basically my only explanation for that. I'll just link to my post. You can see more there.
I can totally answer this question myself as well. Sailor Uranus, Haruka Tenno.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because I would also want to be her when I grow up someday, because she's insanely amazing and strong. I mean, she pulls up in a bloody motorcycle and she has the really, really, really gorgeous girlfriend. What's not to want to be?
True.
If you were in an anime where all the characters had a magical power and mythical creatures as pets, which power would you have and what would be your pet? For me, that's pretty much easy. I would like to be a pyromancer with fire walking abilities, because it's one thing to be a pyromancer, but fire can still burn you, so I don't want none of that. I want to be able to be thrown into a pit of lava and walk out of it going and, you know, kind of pat my hair down and say, okay, who else wants some? And consequently, I can't hang out with some random ice creature, right? Or some forest creature that's gonna burn. It's gonna have to be dragons. So I'm gonna want a dragon, and I'm gonna want a firewalk.
Let me preface this by saying, I swear to God, we did not look at each other's answers before this video. The reason why I laughed is because I also picked a dragon. I also picked an elemental sort of ability, but mine has to do with water, which I think is hilarious.
Wow.
I said I wanted the ability to manipulate water. Sort of like water bending, but not really.
But we are waterbenders and firebenders.
That's why I thought it was so funny.
So weird.
So we can just like tag team. You can have your fire dragon and I can have my sea dragon. It'd be great. What do anime characters describe your personality? We're gonna go back to Naruto world for a second, and I'm gonna say...
And we're gonna stay there for a while until mine's done.
I'm gonna say Himawari Uzumaki, who is one of Hinata Hyuga's and Naruto Uzumaki's kids.
Spoiler!
She's sunshiny and happy, but can also be really, really mean when the situation calls for it.
Her name is Sunflower, for heaven's sake.
And I would be her and a cross between her and Hanabi Hyuga, who is the younger sister to Hinata, basically Himawari's aunt, who is also very sunshiny and peppy and likes to stick her nose in other people's business. And
she's got some sass.
And she's spunky. She's willing to face things head on, even though she's not necessarily always prepared for them. So yeah, she's great.
I would be both Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha. for obvious reasons if you know me well enough, and I say this almost with shame, I lean more towards the Senju side, but I'm the family goblin, so I'm the one who's like, Alexa will come home and I'm in the dark just typing at my computer, just, you know, hunched over, and she's like, why is everything dark? Ultimately, yeah, that would be me.
I know his answer to this one.
Favorite character with anime character with glasses?
Predictable.
Sarada Uchiha. So
Spawn
cute.
of Sasuke Uchiha and daughter of Sakura. I don't know. Do you like how I said Spawn
So
and then daughter?
cute. She's
She really
so cute.
is.
She's gonna be like
And she's
Hokage
incredible.
someday. That's just, I believe that without a doubt.
Hilariously, I would almost said Sarada too. She was actually going to be my answer, and then I realized I was going to say Fu.
Ooh,
From Magic Knight
Ray Earth.
Because
Yes.
I have such a soft spot for her character. I think like she's
I have a
the
soft
most,
spot for her ship. Sorry.
she's like the most polite, respectful / smart one.
She calls everybody Miss.
She's just sweet, and I just enjoy her character.
She's lovely. I love her. She's my favorite of the three, actually.
We're skipping question 8 because neither of us has watched Yuri on Ice.
I know.
Although
We should.
I know,
It's a
Kristen
thing.
and Chelsea have already told me I should, so I will.
It's just, there's so many things in mind.
Okay, but I can answer question number 9 because I watched this one because of Kristen.
She can watch it.
If you were in Ouran High School Host Club, which host would you visit the most? Now, if you know me at all, I have a type. And if you know what my type is, you will know exactly which one I picked.
I know her type.
His name is Takashi. I forgot his last name. Mori.
I bet he's like
Mori
dark-haired
Nausicaa.
and broody.
His nickname is Mori, and yes, he's considered the strong and silent type. I loved him. Like the moment he appeared, I'm like, we all know this dude's my type. So yeah, just saying.
Captain of the Guardsy, Kale, what's his face?
Okay, moving on now.
Anyway, question 10. Which Studio Ghibli world would you want to live in? Whisper of the Heart. Because I want love to happen and forever.
No, it's true, it's true.
And seriously though, it's super obscure. Not everybody knows what Whisper of the Heart is. I mean, everyone's more familiar with Nausicaa even. Mononoke, Totoro for heaven's sake is all over the place. But this one is such a gem, and I'm so glad Ghibli picked it up because they were able to apply their style, their very kind of, you know, semi-Ozu Japanese simplicity, mundane things, and really make something very beautiful and poignant. So I would want to live there.
This is not going to surprise most people if you remember my earlier answer, but I said the world in Kiki's Delivery Service because I want to live in that town.
Which is interesting though, because she's more
live-
Japanese than
and
I
also
am, and
wanna
I'm more
live in,
Western
like,
than she
the
is.
World where like it's not necessarily like celebrated, but magic is a thing. So I'm just like, I just need it. Okay, I just need it in my life. Oh, this one's easy. I'm pretty sure I have the same answer for number 11. It's dub or sub, and we're both subtitles people all the way.
Are you kidding? No.
Like I just like hearing the Japanese because I don't know, it feels more immersive to me.
My biggest problem with dubs, right, is the vernacular doesn't match the culture at all. The vernacular and culture are tied so much. So the words you use, the way you say things, are tied to the culture, and a lot of things are lost in translation when people, you know, dub things in one language that doesn't work. So I've seen anime dubbed in other Asian languages, and it works because it's close to the culture. But vice versa, it's also kind of really weird. Like it's just strange. So
in general, we both just prefer subtitles.
who is your favorite anime villain? Technically not an anime. I don't have any favorite villains, but recently Netflix released Castlevania, making my ultimate favorite anime villain, because it was sort of kind of an anime style, would be Vlad Dracula Tepish. So
I still want to watch that, by the way.
very tragic villain type. I am totally on his side. First 5, 10, 15 minutes of Castlevania, which is actually almost the whole, so maybe first 5 minutes, then I'm on his side, really. I mean, sure, he shouldn't have gone all the way to genocide, but right?
Like I say, that's what kind of
Don't kill everyone. I mean, sure, kill everyone, but not everyone. But anyway.
Okay, my answer for this is slightly spoilery, so if you are planning to watch Magic Knight Ray Earth anytime soon, I would say just don't listen. I'm not saying that this is like my favorite villain, but I thought it was so clever that in the end, the person that they were trying to fight against was not Zagato, who this entire time is who you think the villain is. It's actually the princess herself.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which is like, to me, I think the reason why honestly, she was the very first person that came to mind when I thought of this question. And I've seen quite a few villains. It's just that I think that it's very cleverly done. It's so unexpected if you've never seen it or watched it. I think it's just so good. Okay, end of spoilers now. Favorite fight scene. There is only one fight scene I have ever watched more than once.
Let's see if it's the same one.
And I'm pretty sure it's the same one. I predicted we would pick the same.
It is none other than
the fight between Toby and the Untitled Hokage.
Namikaze Minato.
Oh my god, that fight scene
Oh,
is so...
we have watched that over and over again in the last
I could
few.
rewind that like scene over and over again, and I will still never get tired of it.
There is a reason they call him the Yellow Flash. And what he does with, I can't even be.
I'm literally like freaking out just thinking about it.
Go to Hulu and watch 700 episodes until you get to that one part where the fourth Hokage fights the masked invader or whatever the heck that was.
It's just so well executed.
Like, how does one rescue your infant child from this evil thing and escape, right? And then kick his ass.
So good. If we pick the same one.
If you could eat any anime food, what would it be?
You know what? I'm gonna say we're gonna pick the same thing.
Ichiraku ramen.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
As if we were gonna pick anything else, really.
I have seen them eat that ramen like for 500-ish episodes, and there is not enough ramen places that deliver because I'm hella lazy here where we live. So I'm just like, I need ramen like now.
I mean, just like I can't.
And it's there and it's steaming and they're slurping the. I can't.
There's Naruto.
It's so bad.
Fish cake. Of current movies and shows you love, which do you wish had an equally amazing anime? Okay, the first thing that popped into mind, and I don't know if he'll agree with this, but I think The Magicians would make such a fun anime.
Oh hey!
I think it would be like, I think it's a great TV show. I think they do it really well, even though I'm not caught up, which I think he is. But I think if they translated it to anime, can you imagine? That would be so freaking cool.
I said Stranger Things.
Oh, that would actually be a really fun anime too.
Because I would
also
be able
it'd be
to
hella creepy because it's Japanese anime.
I know. It'd be super cool
I wish
to see.
I thought of that one too.
Yeah, because it would have been more episodes, obviously, and more slice of life, more friendship and whatever, and just imagine them calling each other these, like stupid in Japanese, and just Nande, just funny, just bark, just
oh my gosh,
stupid
I can
kids, and then they're biking through.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
And then 11 just kind of. And because 11 is such an anime character, if you think about it, she is sullen, she is like angry, and then extremely powerful, and then things just explode and whatever, and so that would be perfectly
Oh my gosh, that would be such a
translated.
good anime too, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was imagining.
I like all these
with
animes.
Stranger Things. If someone made an anime about you, which art style would you want to have? Yeah, you would be totally mad. I would choose Makoto Shinkai.
I think that one! I knew it, because I was like, I don't think you would expect me to pick that one, but
Me, I'm like, oh, she's gonna feel so
I'm
bad
not
if she didn't pick that one.
What? First of all, visually, and I've only seen 2 things that he has done. Your Name and 5 centimeters per second.
I have seen Your Name 5 centimeters per second and Voices of a Distant Star.
But the
and that one, and that super depressing one with like the teacher and the student, which...
But the visuals are so, he's so good at visuals.
I can't, it's so visually stunning. I would want my life to be that pretty.
The detail that goes into it, the colors he chooses, the scenes he chooses to depict in every single one of those things. They're very short scenes sometimes, but it's like, it's such good build-up. Oh my god.
And if you want to extend art style to overall production value, the music to anything Makoto Shinkai is insane. I would love to have that production team do my crappy little sleep every weekend life and make it beautiful. I mean, it is, but rather than me just kind
I'm
of
very
like
amused that we picked the same answer.
sweating in the summer heat, it's gonna be like, beautiful and pretty.
Yeah, like he frames it so everyday things. Like they go to a convenience store and it's beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just like,
and I think New York would never look so... Would you imagine if he did New York? Ah, man, that would be...
That would be so good.
He could do any city in America, and it'd be gorgeous.
So
any city in America will look spectacular.
the next question is favorite genre of anime. So I said shoujo with just a teensy bit of shonen now because I started watching shonen because of Naruto. Mostly shoujo for me though because I really enjoy those kinds of stories, I guess. I think those are the ones that appeal most to me. Like I haven't really watched any sports anime. I haven't really watched any of the mecha ones. Or what's the other one? The more the older ones.
Seinen,
yeah, I haven't really watched any of that. So definitely more shoujo for me.
Oddly enough, for me, even if majority of the anime that I celebrate leans more towards the shoujo-ish genre, right? Love stories, relationships, which is really what defines, I think, to me, I'm no expert, but what defines shoujo, and whereas with shonen, it's more, journeys towards strength and just powers and world building and whatever. I lean more towards that because with a well-developed world, it would be good to set a beautiful love story. So I think Sword Art does that pretty well.
Oh,
I
no,
like
Sword Art is amazing.
I like where both genres meet, where you've got a pretty good world building, and
You should make that.
nothing but love for Sailor Moon. But if you spin that long and that fast, if your enemies just watch it at you and not shooting you
They're
down,
terrible enemies.
it's not so much great with fight scenes. And then with Naruto, it took 8 million years for these people to fall in love. When they're, you know, when it's so clear that there are other kinds of love stories that develop. So it's not the focus. It's a different kind. It's more about, anyway. So anything that blends both would be good.
Oh look, it's the last question, yes? And it's
This
my
was the
favorite
hardest one for me.
It says, you get to have a harem of 6 anime characters of your choice.
The harem word is
Who
what
would you
made it
choose?
very difficult.
Okay, in my case, I could technically probably still get away with saying harem. Just saying.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna list them. So there's Lantis from Magic Knights Right
Of
Earth.
course there's-
Not surprising, he's a swordsman. Okay. Type. Number 2, Tamahome from Fushigi Yugi.
Yeah.
Similar sort of thing.
The rogue.
Kirito from Sword Art Online, because
That's the guy.
freaking amazing.
He's cool.
Shikamaru from Naruto.
Oh, yeah,
because
for
he's
sure.
my number 1 bae from Naruto. I love him so much.
Shadow Bay.
And Kakashi from Naruto, because he's also my other.
Do we call him Lightning Bay? What do we call him?
Yes, Lightning Bay. And the last one is probably going to surprise you.
Alright.
Seiji from Whisper of the Heart.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because like of all of these characters, he's the only one that's from like a contemporary setting. But first, he's actually first of all, he reminds me of this one a little bit. And I just love his character. Like I immediately knew, like from the moment he showed up, I was like, yeah, got her, bye! Those are my harem boys.
So I'm gonna start with Maya, who
Oh.
does grow up at the end of Glass Mask, thank God. Asuna, who's also grown up. Mikasa Ackerman, I think, from Attack on Titan. So Shingeki no Kyojin it made huge waves. I have yet to catch up, but she's cool. Like she's the only one who knows what's going on over there. From Bleach, Shihoin Yoruichi, the god of Flash. So you gotta watch it. She's one of the few gems that have remained shiny. Love Nausicaa because she rules as a queen.
She's amazing.
And Tsunade Senju.
Oh, I love her too.
Tsunade Senju. She, in spite of her gambling problem and her terrible lack of propriety and love and all the things,
She's still
she is
awesome.
an amazing leader, and she has such a heart for her people. And these are the. If I'm gonna have a harem of people surround me, it'll
Plus,
be
she's a
these.
good teacher. I mean, just saying.
She would be. It would be these ladies.
So there you have it. Those are all our answers to the anime tag. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you watch anime, if you have any comments on anime or recommendations for us, then definitely share that below. If you haven't done this tag, feel free to consider yourself tagged. And thanks, Kristen, for tagging us. This is actually really fun, especially because our answers kind of, sort of, were similar, even though we
Yeah,
didn't
and
plan
do it with somebody because it's fun. And then don't tell each other your answers.
It's great. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Bye!